Hey guys, okay, so welcome back to Adulting with Moi, created by yours truly, Jada Quick. Okay, so this week, honestly, we're just gonna go straight into it, and the first tool I think on the path to financial literacy is understanding what a budget is. Okay, so this week you will see quotes and I guess pictures and different influential people saying budgeting and how great it is, basically. So I'm gonna help you guys create a budget. Okay, so don't get scared. At first when I created my budget, I was like, no one's controlling the way I spend my money. Okay, but actually there's a benefit to it because it's not really controlling the way you spend your money. It's just being cautious and mindful that you stick within the actual necessary means when you spend your money on the particular thing, if that makes sense. Okay, so excuse me, first things first, when I got down here, I personally was like, okay, let's figure out what I'm spending my money on, because it's a mind over matter type of thing. You want to know what you're spending your money on. People, I'm sure a lot of you guys have debit cards. I'm sure all of you guys have swiped your card and like, oh yeah, I got it. But then when the statement came in the next month or within that month, you're like, oh, maybe I did not have it. Or you check your app and you're like, oh, I thought I had that. So with that concept, I think budgeting can help break that type of mental, I don't really know what you would call it, but that type of mental lifestyle that you think, oh, I have it. Okay, so basically with budgeting, and what I've done was, if you guys are Excel proficient, I would suggest creating a table. If you're not, that's totally fine. You can pull out your handy dandy paper and pen and you can write it out. Okay, what I personally did was look at my monthly statements. I paid my bills through checks, so I had checks, or I guess bills, come in through the mail, and they would say and specify what date my due date was for a bill. If you don't pay your bills by checks, that's fine. If you do auto pay, I'm sure there's somewhere you can find the date that it's due. You want that date, okay? You want to locate all of that. I basically started in a month. That's how I tally it up, because it's something that's recurring and it's happening every month. So for rent, I live somewhere, so I'm paying rent. With that said, I check my rent and label as a bill because it's something I'm paying every month. Okay, so with your chart, you can do on column 1, and I'll do and show pictures later in like a post maybe 2 days from now. But basically, you will have your chart, right? In the first column, you want to obviously name the bill. I name mine rent. If you drive a car and you're paying on your car, that's a bill. Utilities, gas, electricity, all those are bills. Shoot, even iTunes and Netflix and Hulu, okay? Because I know, just like myself, I have a Netflix and Hulu account, but my dad pays for it, so that's a saving grace. But if you pay for it, you should put it down, because it's a monthly bill that you're, having to pay. So put all of that in, however big or how long your bills list is. It's good to know where you're putting your money to, okay? So once you do that, the next column over, you should put the amount. Obvious reasons why, because you know how much you're spending, okay? So put that amount down there, and if you're using an Excel table, I personally formulated my table to tally up and sum up all of the rows that were above it. If you didn't, that's fine. Just get out a handy dandy calculator, or do it yourself by hand, which is great, or you use your phone's calculator to tally it up and make sure you have the correct amount that you're using. The next column I think is very important to do is put the method of payment. For me, I used to pay my bills by checks, so it was very important to know if I was paying this particular bill by a check, or by my credit card, or by my debit card, because those are different methods of payment. Those different methods have different timings too. Say you write a check, for today, and the people that you're paying, like say Georgia Power, they're not going to process it until like 3 days from now. You may think, oh, I sent the check, I'm done. No, that money is still in the account, boo. So you can't really go crazy, because you still need to pay that bill. And that's not your fault that they didn't take it out yet, but you have to be mindful of that. So I think it's very wise and important to put your method of payment, because then you know and can remember, I still have this one bill out because I have a check out, because you do not want to have, obviously, bounce checks, okay? Debit and credit, same thing. Your credit card, it's very important to know that what you're paying on your credit card versus your debit card for obvious reasons, but I'll explain if you do not understand. Your credit card, I'm sure it comes with a limit. I think my credit limit's $1,500. Okay, so with that, I know if I'm paying and say I have $1,400 out and my bill is $101, I should not put my bill on the credit card because I'm going to overdraft, my credit line, and that's not good for obvious reasons. But if it's not obvious, your credit score can go down, the purchase won't go through, and it will default and look really bad for you as a customer of the bank and as a person that has credit. Okay, so it is very important and very crucial to have that methods column. That's what I think. So right along with it, you have 3 columns. Very simple. The bill's name, you can name it yourself if it's not rent, or you could say whatever nickname you want. It's up to you, honestly. The second column will be how much it costs. Make sure you total it at the bottom so you know how much you're putting out every month. And then the method of payment, okay? Whether you do cash too, that's the method of payment, okay? With that said, once you have that chart, I think that's a great way to actually visualize what you're spending your money on. It may be a shock. I personally was like, whoa, I'm spending this amount of money each month. I hope and pray I'm making more than that, okay? And you should think about what you're bringing in as well when you get paid. If you're getting paid every week, or, you get paid every time you work, whatever your system is made up, or bi-weekly, you need to know how much you're bringing in, because the number that you get at the total of your expenses each month really should not equal how much you're bringing in, because that means it cancels out. That means you're not saving, and that's not good, because that's not helping anyone, okay, when you're trying to be financially literate, okay? So with that said, I would challenge you guys this week, take your time. When I come back in a week and you see more posts about budgeting, and I'll exhaust this topic a little bit, please come back or DM me or message me if you have questions about the table. And like I said, I'm challenging you guys to create this table via Excel. You can go on Gmail. I know Google Docs has something like that, or Google Sheets, that's what they have. Whatever you use, you can use, or your handy dandy paper and pen. Keep it old school. Just make sure the numbers are correct, okay? And with that said, I guess I will close out for today. I'll be sure to post my budget sheet, or my financial calendar, whatever you really want to call it, of my monthly bills, so that you can see, what I've done and maybe use it as an example, okay? So thanks so much for tuning in to Adulting with Wah. I hope you guys have a great week, and I can't wait to talk to you guys next week. Bye!